Ready to go here from Danbury Arena. Welcome in. I'm Josh Starr alongside Jim Cerny. The Hat-Tricks at 23-9-3. The Wolves at 24-5-1. Do battle here tonight. The top two teams in the FPHL, and the Hat-Tricks coming in on a 6-game win streak.
They've outscored their opponents 31-17 in that stretch. And one of the more curious things about the win streak, 4 different goalies have recorded at least one win during the winning streak, and that includes Will McEwen, who has since been released. It includes Frankie McClendon, who was the number 1, is now the number 3, and it includes tonight's starter, Pete DeSalvo, who makes his first home start in a Danbury Hat-Trick uniform after starting on the road in Delaware last week. A guy with a ton of experience. He's now the 1 and the 1A with Brian Wilson back from the Southern Pro League as well.
Brian Wilson on the bench tonight, but will definitely get his chance here. They split the weekend last week with 3 straight games against Watertown. This weekend, Wilson will sure get the net, but it's DeSalvo tonight, and we are underway here in Danbury. Up the left wing, Tom Mealy. Skaters across, Kuznetsov into the zone, right circle, trying to get Ruiz out in front. It went all the way through, and Ruiz has to come back to center. At center, Watertown plays it in deep. In the other net, it's Adam Bukaboom, his first appearance this year for Watertown, coming over from overseas, joining the Wolves in his first game tonight. Jemayev into the hat-trick zone, drops to Justin McDonald, the league's leading point scorer, and he's stripped to the puck. The Hat-Tricks will carry out. 45 seconds into play here in the first. Kuznetsov will chip in, and it is Thomas who will take out to center. Anderson stops him at the Hat-Tricks offensive blue line and works his way into the zone. It's turned right back by Thomas and played out to center. Right back in by the Hat-Tricks. Behind his own net, Devine will chip up the far board, stopped by the Hat-Tricks on the forecheck. It goes around behind, a minute in. Michael Mann up the left side, out to the neutral zone, and is stopped along the near boards. Hat-Tricks will take over in their own end. Bryce French up the left wing, Anderson tips in. 1:20 into the first period here, scoreless. Anderson plays it off the boards, out to Stefanson at the point, the shot in front. It went through traffic, it was knocked away by Bukaboom. Ojic back out at the point. Stefanson, right point, will fire in on goal. It's stopped by Bukaboom with the left glove. Minute and a half in, no score. The Hat-Tricks with a couple chances to start here. Good on the forecheck.
Absolutely, and hey, they want to jump on Watertown tonight, Josh. Watertown is hitting their first adversity, really, of the entire season. They've been in first place all season long. Danbury nipping at their heels. They've lost 3 out of their last 5 games, including 2 out of 3 last weekend down in Carolina.
An eventful one on Saturday night in Carolina.
We will definitely be talking about that.
The Hat-Tricks in their own zone here. Head coach Brent Clark not behind the bench tonight for Watertown, serving a game suspension from that, but that's the least of the suspensions coming from that game. We'll get to that as the night moves on. Here's Ahmed Mahfouz into the Hat-Tricks end. Stopped by Steve Mealy. He'll turn it back. Hat-Tricks in their alternate orange jerseys this week tonight as Ojic gets planted into the Hat-Tricks bench. He's laughing about it, but it's Cole McKechnie into the Hat-Tricks zone around behind the Danbury net. Stopped by Daniluk and served out to center. 2:20 into the first period. No score. Thomas will play it into the Hat-Tricks end. Thomas just 19 years old on the back end for Watertown as the Hat-Tricks play through center. Gallagher gets by Thomas and all the way in deep. Devine up the near boards, and Jemayev will chop it out to center. Kept there, but right to Justin McDonald at the right circle, turning back at the hash marks. Slings it across. It's blocked by the Hat-Tricks and bounces out to center ice. Devine takes over there for Watertown, and Tom Mealy intercepts, streaking into the zone, looking back to Kuznetsov, left circle. The wrist shot is blocked off by Devine. He'll bank it ahead to Yellowknee, who will carry out across the red line. 3 minutes gone in the first. Jemayev left circle, won't shoot a high one on DeSalvo. Stop with the right shoulder, the rebound in front, batted away, and Tom Mealy comes away with it and will serve over to the far side. French can't get out there. McDonald right back into the Hat-Tricks end. Bottom of the far ring, will backhand looking out in front, sealed off by Gallagher, and Anderson will chip it off the glass. taken by Dustin Gesso, speeding out through center, weaving his way into the offensive zone to the right circle, cuts back at the circle, looks to go across to Anderson, and it's intercepted by Day. Day's pass out ahead, stopped by Johnny McDonald, and Hat-Tricks will turn back. Stefanson right back across, and the Hat-Tricks look to work out of their own end. Mike Swiderski, his home debut for the Hat-Tricks, coming over from Delaware, turned over at center. LaBelle flings in on goal, and DeSalvo will leave it behind. Johnny McDonald 4 minutes into a scoreless game here in Danbury, the top two teams in the Federal League. Steve Mealy up the right side to Ojic across the offensive line. Deep in, he'll chip in and chase after it himself behind the Watertown net, and Josh LaBelle takes it over for the Wolves. Watertown, the road whites, blue buckets, and the blue trim all the way up and down as the pass out of the reach of a teammate from LaBelle, but it hits the linesman and icing negated. The Hat-Tricks work right back into the offensive zone, however. Steve Mealy up the left side, intercepts the clear. Brett Jackson left circle, can't get a shot off. It's into the corner where Steve Mealy cycles around to take control. Jackson right back to Mealy in the far corner, trying to sidestep LaBelle. The pass back out in front is intercepted. Day outlets to Mann, who will get to the Hat-Tricks end. Daniluk takes over there, banks ahead to Ojic, who will slide across to Jackson into the zone 1-on-2. Brett Jackson stopped by Coachman, and it's cleared out. Mafuz plays in deep, 5 minutes into the first. No score. Out to center. Hat-Tricks play Johnny Ruiz forward into the zone. Trying to take the shot, stopped from behind by McKechnie. Tom Mealy has it right back, and it's poked away. Mafuz right back in. Chamelka all the way back across to the right wing. Mafuz right circle will fire it in. It's blocked away, and DeSalvo able to clear the mess out to Kuznetsov. He's using the legs through center ice, riding into the zone, and his shot tipped out of play. 5.5 in, and we will step aside here from Danbury. No score early on in the first.
Well, it's the spirit of hard work. The Batchers at Litchfield Distillery, in honor of the early farmers of Northwest Connecticut, present to you the locally made Litchfield Distillery bourbon, vodka, and gin. Grab it at the rabbit hole and hoist the barrel with the Hat-Tricks. And interesting getting our first look at the veteran goalie Peter DeSalvo, who is making his home debut here. He's a guy with a ton of experience at the minor pro level, mainly in the Southern Pro League, but has also seen a pretty extensive time in the ECHL as well. He was released from his contract in the Southern Pro, and what a pickup for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. That two-headed monster now in goal should be pretty sweet. DeSalvo and Wilson, should they remain together the rest of the way.
Over 200 games at those higher levels, and some good numbers with that. .913 save percentage in the SPHL over his career. Hat-Tricks in their own zone. DeSalvo looking on in the corner where Daniluk pins Yellowknee against the boards. The puck comes around near boards. Jemayev drops it back to the point. LaBelle pinches to keep it in, and Gallagher has it for the Hat-Tricks right along the near wall. He'll serve behind his own net for Daniluk to outlet, and his pass banks all the way down. That'll be icing against the Hat-Tricks. 6:08 into the first. It's still scoreless.
Well, a host of players added the lineup for Danbury tonight. Steve Brown joins the list of walking wounded. He is sitting it out tonight. Aaron Atwell, of course, is on IR, as is Gordy Bennell. And they do get one key player back, Tobias Ojic, who missed the past few games, I should say, is back in the lineup. But he's going to be battling that sore knee all season.
And Gordy Bennell was back on the ice some this week at practice, so Hat-Tricks hoping to get him back soon, but not quite yet as they're in their own zone here. McDonald behind the Hat-Tricks net, plays back to the point. Sidestepping the Hat-Tricks player there. Troy Taylor back from his call-up is at the point, and LaBelle's shot through. Glove by DeSalvo. 6.5 in, no score. And that was really the first extended chance there for Watertown in the offensive zone.
And they, too, are, dealing with the shortened lineup today. Rocco DiCostanzo is out injured. Then Brennan Ash, Lane King, and goalie Luke Cohen were all suspended following last week's melee down in Carolina, as we referred to. We'll get to that a little later on. That's 3 key guys out of the lineup suspended and 1 key guy that's out injured.
The Hat-Tricks win their defensive zone draw. It's Ojic who carries through center. Off to the right wing, Jackson backhands back to the slot. Ojic able to work through a couple Wolves players and work the puck free to the boards, but it is Day who comes away with it for Watertown. Man through center, off to the left wing. Day across the Hat-Tricks line. Has Slakeka chasing in front. His pass out in front deflects into the air. Is gloved easily by DeSalvo, and he'll melt it down. 13:05 to go in the first. No score. This melee, as you called it, in Carolina. Unbelievable watching the video. Garrett Rutledge, the Carolina head coach, getting suspended for 15 games for his actions in that
involvement in the melee. Yeah,
I don't even know what to call it. Melee's a great word. There's so many things you can call it.
It was a mess is what it was.
We'll try to keep describing it to you as the game moves on. And the Hat-Tricks offensive zone, Ojic fires one wide. It bounces out to center. Hat-Tricks changing. Slakeka races forward into the Hat-Tricks zone right to left. Dangles between his legs and backhands through the goal mount. It goes all the way through. The Hat-Tricks will chip it all the way out. This will be icing against Danbury as Thomas is able to run back for it. 12:35 to go in the first. No score. Garrett Rutledge throwing things, trying to hop over the boards, Peter Laviolette-esque. It was just unbelievable to watch what happened there. And Luke Cohen suspended, jumping Chris Paulin while he was just drinking water at the bench. Unbelievable.
And point out that Cohen and Paulin are both goaltenders.
Yes.
Right. Cohen, who is the number 1 with their top 2 goalies on loan to the SPHL, he's a guy that really could not afford to lose, but hence they go out and they bring Bukaboom, who's a veteran as well. He makes his debut tonight.
The Hat-Tricks left to right through center ice. There have been a lot of eventful things happen in this building as Dmitry Kuznetsov is down behind the play still on all fours, and they'll blow it dead.
Yeah, he was taking hard into the back wall, and he might be cut. His head hit the glass, and you see there, the Watertown players coming back. It looked like somebody was just finishing their check. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. And Kuznetsov really was pretty wobbly when he went down, and he was on all fours. And it really took the referee quite a while before he blew the whistle. But Kuznetsov seems to be okay now, has kind of collected himself, skated off the ice, and he'll probably get looked at by the trainer on the bench. He's shaking his head up and down like he's okay. But he clearly was stung.
Had contact up high.
Yeah.
Looked like he may have just thought he was going to be bleeding.
Yeah.
When you get hit in the face, you feel it. It's a little bit of a shock.
Yeah, he was stung. He bounced off that back wall and went down immediately. But good to see that he's all right. Devine is the one that delivered the check, and then he was also the first guy back after the whistle to make sure Kuznetsov's okay.
Hat-Tricks in their own zone here. After the face-off, 8 minutes into the first, no score. Back to action, Mafus into the Hat-Tricks far corner. Kicks the puck to his stick. Ruiz barrels in, trying to work the puck free. It does come to the near corner. Played back out up high and intercepted. Hat-Tricks the other way, left to right. Tom Mealy across to Johnny Ruiz. Skating into the zone, drops for a white duck, and Mealy finds it and tries to swat it in. It was a right leg save for Bukaboom. Out to center, it's Devine, who will chip hard off the glass and deep into the Hat-Tricks end. DeSalvo trying to stretch the play up to Tom Mealy, who lost it at center. Jemayev into the zone. Hat-Tricks in their own end. McDonald back up to the point, and it is out to center. Yellowknee had his helmet all tied up in his hair. couldn't see the puck. Had to go off to the bench. Couldn't keep that puck in the zone. LaBelle D to D in his own zone now. It's Troy Taylor up to McDonald into the Hat-Tricks end. He'll serve it toward the front of the net. Tipped away by the stick of DeSalvo and into the corner. Crunch there is Delina by the hat-trick's Stefanson, and it comes free to Swiderski. Hat-trick's looking to get out of their zone behind their own net. Bryce French, 9:15 in. Long stretch pass looking for Gesso into the zone, but he goes in offside. 10:41 to go, no score here in the first.
You know, talking about suspensions, Dustin Gesso, of course, was suspended for an altercation against this team, Watertown. It was the road game back in January where he had a 2-game suspension. So, you know, there's been some bad blood between these teams this year as well. These two teams, this is their 9th meeting already this season. And Danbury is 3 up, 3 down, and they've also lost 2 in overtime. So 3-3-2 against Watertown.
Hat-tricks with a 2-on-1. We're here if they hurry. Gesso overskated the puck. Anderson in the corner, can't grab it, and it's Watertown coming out to center. 9.5 into the first, still scoreless. Yellowknee across the hat-tricks line, left circle, looking out in front, blocked by Aslan, and it comes to the side of the net. Yellowknee back out up high. Taylor shot through traffic, blocked in front. Jemayev tries to turn it on, and it's DeSalvo who's able to slide to his left and cover up at the top of his crease. 10-12 to go in the first. No score, and hat-tricks, couple block shots there in front.
Yeah, interesting. You mentioned Aslan's name. Aslan, of course, his first several games with the hat-tricks, he was playing up front as a forward, which is what he also did, played with Delaware. But he's pressed into duty tonight as a defenseman, with Stevie Brown being a late scratch.
Hat-tricks in their own zone. Aslan making a couple blocks on that last shift. He did play a little bit on the back end toward the end of his time in Delaware. And the hat-tricks are utilizing that versatility from him tonight with a couple defensemen out of the lineup. Ojic takes out of his own zone up the left wing. Skating into the zone to our right. He'll chip it in, and Bukaboom will come out of the net. Playing it off the near boards up out of the zone. French will take over at center for the hat-tricks. All the way across, Daniluk skies it deep into the near corner offensive zone. Rushing after it, Ojic able to turn it back out in front. Steve Mealy has it behind the net. Working his way back up high. French walks the line, plays back to the far circle. Steve Mealy will wrist it, and it snaps high and wide and out to center. All the way back into the hat-trick zone. French will retreat and grab the puck for the hat-trick. Steve Mealy turns it over in the neutral zone. 9:15 to go in the first. No score. Delina will shovel it in to the hat-trick's end. DeSalvo plays it up the far boards, has Tom Mealy waiting. Gets checked off the puck. Mafusa's snapshot wide of the net, and a race to the near boards won by Watertown. Turned all the way around to the far side. Ruiz is able to get out to center ice, and it is played right back in. DeSalvo tips it into the corner. Stefanson behind. French stepped into by McKechnie. Does work the puck up, but not out of the zone. To the slot, swatting away at it, Stefanson. And the hat-trick spring Ruiz forward. Ruiz splits the D into the slot. Will shoot off the post and into the near boards where he takes the puck back. Gets out in front of French, and he was unable to control. Oh, so close to a 1-0 lead for the hat-tricks. Here's Mafus out to McKechnie. One-timer stopped by DeSalvo and played out. Kuznetsov back on the ice, left to right, back into the offensive zone. End-to-end here in the first. Tom Mealy all the way around the near boards to Aslan, who pinches and kicks it back down low. Devine trying to scoop out. It's Thomas who plays it up and out to center. McKechnie will backhand deep into the hat-trick's end. McDonald turns back there for Danbury, and Tom Mealy will tip into the Watertown zone. Troy Taylor back for it behind the Watertown net. Wolves up right to left through center ice. Yellowknee tips in high in the air to the hat-trick zone. Daniluk swats it out. Anderson takes over for Danbury, banks it to himself, and one hands it in, but it's played right back to center. Garrett Gallagher at the red line will hammer in. It's gloved by Bukaboom. He'll leave it in play for LaBelle. Behind his own net, Taylor up the right side, out to McDonald, and through center to Yellowknee, who dumps in. All the way around, 7.5 to play in the first. No score. Jemayev into the hat-trick's corner. Will drop it back for McDonald. Serving back out high part of the zone. It's chipped back down low by Taylor. Taylor to Yellowknee in the corner. Anderson crunches him. McDonald in looking for the puck, and nobody knows where it is. It was stuck in McDonald's equipment, and now the hat-trick's Gesso is able to work it to center. Dumped right back in, hops over DeSalvo's stick, and the Hat-Tricks will take over behind their own net. Dimitri Daniluk with 7 minutes to play in the first, no score. Top two teams here in the Federal League, separated by just 3 points, a little bit more than that in points percentage, and that's what counts here for the standings, as Gallagher just waits behind his own net, now leaves for Steve Mealy, who will start up through center. Ojic up the left wing, back out in front. Mealy, the wrister, is gloved by Bukaboom, and he'll cover it up. 6:31 to go in the first, no score here in Danbury.
Nico's Pizza and Pasta is located on Main Street, and it's East meets West at Nico's. Try them for lunch, taste them for dinner. Pizza and hibachi meat, and you'll never be the same. That's Nico's on Main Street. And, you know, when you get really good goaltending at both ends of the ice, you know, two more veteran guys, more established guys, you can really sense a difference in the entire game. And that's what we've seen so far in the early going, with DeSalvo in net for Danbury and Bukaboom, for Watertown. They both are very calm in their net and really good positioning, always in the right spot, at least so far in the early going. You can tell that you have two experienced guys going at it, which you don't always see here in this league.
Hat-tricks in the offensive zone. It's worked all the way down by Watertown, and experience hopefully pays off for the Hat-Tricks on the back end here, as the Hat-Tricks try to make a playoff run and work their way deep into the playoffs. Ojic right to left across the zone, and in the neutral zone it's played in by Jackson. 5:54 to go in the first. And a big hit laid by Ojic. Drops it back to Ruiz. Blasted. It's stopped by Bukaboom, and he'll cover up right on his right side. 5:45 left in the first. No score. Ruiz, two big chances, that one and the one off the post earlier.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. You know, Johnny Ruiz, you heard him just shout, and he just took off when he saw that he could get between the defensemen and get behind them, and he took the headman pass on that breakaway, and he beat Bukaboom clean. But he rang it right off the post on that attempt about 3-4 minutes ago.
The inside of the post, too.
Yeah.
It bounced right back toward Ruiz from the near side. And the Hat-Tricks, two big chances, but nothing to show so far. Scoreless with 5.5 left in the first. Behind his own net, Devine up the near boards. Chemelka has his clear, stopped by Ruiz and played back down low. Devine takes over for Watertown. Ahead through center. Chemelka will tip out. And it is McKechnie into the zone. Will wrist it off the glove. DeSalvo able to make a slight touch on that one to knock it over the crossbar. And Thomas will play right back in from center. DeSalvo, our first time seeing him in person, aggressive playing the puck. Doesn't like to cover it up so far here in the first.
I thought the same thing, absolutely.
Hat-Tricks will dump in. Under 5 to play in the first period of a scoreless game. Mafus back in his own zone to our right. Will start back up. Thomas takes right back over for Watertown. Slow developing rush for the Wolves, and they do make it through center. Up the right wing is McDonald into the hat-trick zone. Turned back by Daniluk along the far hash marks, and Daniluk will push, but not out of the zone. Taylor at the left circle will fire it in. Stopped by DeSalvo to the corner, where Anderson will chip it off the glass and out to center. Anderson has it right back at center. Will flub it ahead to himself, and now Gesso from the point will blast it in. Stopped by Bukaboom. Sliding across. 4:14 to go in the first period, and we will step aside. back inside Danbury Arena. Hat tricks, offensive zone draw with 4:12 left in the first. They win it, back to the point, swatted back down low. Daniluk turns it back forward and into the corner. Jesso able to work it off the boards, cutting out in front, tries to slide it down, had the shooting lane, and chose to pass. Back to the point, the Hat Tricks still have the puck. Gallagher banks it off the end boards, looking to go out in front, but didn't get the ricochet he wanted, and it's chipped out to center. Racing forward is McDonald, and Gallagher able to beat him there into his own zone, but Watertown able to keep the puck in at the point. Kick down below the goal line in the corner. McDonald working along against Gallagher. Hat Tricks trying to get the puck out of the zone. They do. Work it ahead to Swiderski. Up with 3.5 minutes to go. He'll gain the red line and dump it in. Hat Tricks changing lines as Watertown will take over in its own zone. 11 shots for Watertown here in the first, 9 for the Hat Tricks. And Watertown will work ahead. Right to left, Slaketka speeds by, and Ojic was able to strip him. Ahead to Steve Mealy at the right circle, cutting down low. Mealy tries to roof it, and it's blocked by Bukaboom with the left shoulder and out of play with 3:02 left in the first.
Yeah, another couple good opportunities here for Danbury. A little surprised that Jesso passed up the shot. As you said, you were right on the mark. He had the shooting lane, and usually Dustin Jesso does not pass up a shot. But that time, trying to be creative and just didn't connect on the pass.
Hat Tricks win the offensive zone draw. Ojic back to the point. French serves it wide of the net, and it's played right back up the boards. French has it back, chops it in on goal. It's stopped by Bukaboom. 2:52 to go. No score. The Hat Tricks, I think, tonight have been really good in the forecheck and the neutral zone, keeping Watertown deep in its own end.
Yeah, I agree. I've liked their game so far in the first period, even though technically they're being outshot. I think the better chances have been for Danbury.
They're able to win the draw back, but Watertown takes out the center. Day streaking into the Hat Trick zone, upended. He steers a shot in on goal. DeSalvo able to cover it up with 2:43 left and no score in the first.
We mentioned DeSalvo and his experience and everything. He and Bukaboom really have a pedigree about them. They both played high-level junior hockey and both had a lot of success in junior. DeSalvo playing in the Ontario League, played for Sarnia, Barrie, and Oshawa, and Bukaboom played in the Western Hockey League for Regina. So they each played at major programs and both had very, very good junior numbers and junior careers.
Hat Tricks have it tipped out the center. There's a pretty good player in Regina right now, I would say.
Yeah, you think?
The Hat Tricks at center ice scored an unreal goal. Connor Bedard did the other night in the WHL. If you haven't heard of him, go look up the highlights. He's going to be a special player in the NHL someday.
He's probably the next one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hat Tricks back in their own zone behind their own net. It's Aslan. Will play up the right side to Kuznetsov. Can't get out of the zone. Mafus steers it right back down low. Stopped by McKechnie there, and the Hat Tricks work it back up, but not out of the zone. Around behind, Johnny McDonald for the Hat Tricks, able to find the puck and serve it all the way down. It's in on goal, so no icing with 1:48 left in the first. No score here in Danbury as Watertown carries through center. Stopped at the Hat Tricks line. Daniluk's pass ahead, intercepted. Thomas works his way into the Hat Tricks end. McDonald in, and they go in offside at the line.
Might have been a break on that offside there. Not that it was the wrong call, but a break, because if that was onside, Watertown was pushing 4 guys forward, and really Danbury only had 2 guys back and 2 guys trailing there. So it was shaping up to be a good scoring chance that DeSalvo never had to make or never had to face. So a little bit of a break there for the Hat Tricks.
Hat Tricks will take the offense or the neutral zone draw rather than the chance for Watertown. 1:35 left in a scoreless first. Watertown wins the draw at center. LaBelle hammers right back in. DeSalvo out of the net aggressively again. Will play it off the glass out to Jesso, who overskated but still works it free to Anderson. Cutting into the zone, drops for Jesso. Left circle, working his way down low. Tries the wrist one in. It's stopped by Bukaboom, and Watertown will carry out. 1:12 to go in the first. Dumped into the Hat Tricks end. Behind the net is Gallagher, turning it up the boards, and it is Swiderski who's able to outlet ahead. Jesso takes it at the neutral zone and will carry into the zone last minute of the first. No score. Jesso works his way all the way around, back to the point. French fires in. It's gloved by Bukaboom. 51.5 to go in the first. No score. Jesso almost was sprung there by DeSalvo. We talked about the puck movement from the goaltender, and Jesso just overskated so slightly that it cost the chance up the other way.
I'll tell you one thing that I've noticed a few things about DeSalvo, but most of the things I've noticed center around one big thing. He seems to be a very, very confident guy back there.
Hat tricks, offensive zone draw. He's made every save so far tonight. He has the track record, and here he is again playing the puck all the way in the corner. Has to work his way back in front as Watertown in front. The shot from Day steered wide, and it's chipped out by Stefanson. Ojic trying to race forward and testing out the squeaky wheel, we can say. And he's able to work it in deep to the offensive zone. Behind the hat-tricks net, in the offensive zone, it's 2-on-2 behind, 10 seconds left in the period. Ojic works the puck free in the corner, and it is chipped out by Watertown with 4 seconds left. Puck rolling on edge to the hat-trick zone. DeSalvo will just backhand behind the net, and that'll do it for the first. No score after one. Hat-tricks out shooting Watertown 14-12 in the first period, and I really thought that was a good period for the hat-tricks. These teams have played a couple different style games against each other this year. Some of them are shootouts. Some of them have been low-scoring, close games. This one seeming to be one, but it wasn't for a lack of chances in that first period.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the better chances clearly were for Danbury. The best scoring chance of the whole period, of course, belonged to the hat-tricks when Johnny Ruiz shot one off the post. But, the flip side of that is I like Watertown's game too. Yeah, they gave up, as I just said, maybe the better chances, but they didn't give up a lot of them. I think they really are trying to button it down. We talked about the key guys that they're missing from the lineup already, putting a lot of pressure on their top 3-4 forwards, certainly on their top line to produce, in this game. But I liked what they did. They really tightened it up because there are times where they can just really open up, and they'll just trade chances, figuring that, A, we've got good goaltending because they've had good goaltending all year, but B, we can outgun you guys any day of the week. But, here, this almost has, the way the teams are playing, it's almost like a playoff game. The intensity is really good. The goaltending has been really good. But I sense that both teams are really trying to tighten it up defensively. Neither team wants to play run and gun tonight, at least through the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you don't want to have those breakdowns where you give up a goal or two or three in a short span.
Or odd man chances. Yes, we saw the Ruiz breakaway, but that was the anomaly, in the first period. How many odd man rushes did you see either way? Not really that many compared to what we've seen between these two teams earlier in the season.
Well, we're in for a good final 40 minutes here tonight, and we are going to step aside for the first intermission. But before that, we're going to leave you with a video about an event coming up next Thursday night in the Axe-Trix Lounge. Axe Your Ex. Jim, some people aren't going to have the Valentine's Day they had hoped for. So they're going to come.
You mean like my wife, because I'm going to be here broadcasting with you.
Exactly, yes. Yeah. So what we're going to do for those people is they're going to be able to get a date night with the hat-tricks.
Love it.
So
who wouldn't want that?
Here's some more information on that, and we will be back for the second period.
Hi, I'm Melissa Panitz, national columnist and host of the Divorce Hour on CRN Digital Talk Network. But we are not here to talk about breakups. We're here to talk about how you can score a date with the hottest guys in Connecticut, the Danbury Hat Tricks. So come on in as we meet the guys and go one-on-one for a little fun.
Ladies, make sure if ever you're on a date with me, the attention goes to me.
Instead of going to some local bar or swiping left on some lame dating app, you could be spending a one-on-one kind of evening right here, February 17th at the Axe-Trix Lounge.
So On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it that she likes hockey?
Easy 15, because I fell in love with the game before I fell in love with women.
Have fun playing pool, foosball, or the hottest new trend, axe throwing with the hat tricks.
For only $25, you get an evening full of food, drink, and the hottest athletes, the Danbury hat trick. So what are you waiting for? Space is limited. You must be 18 or older to participate. For more information, please contact Term Searcher at
Go Rapids, baby!
Woo! Woo! Come out to Rapids and spend the night with me.
After one period, it is scoreless between the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves. Josh Starr with you next to Jim Cerny, and it was an even first period. I thought the Hat-Tricks did pretty well in all three zones, more so than we've seen of them in their own zone and the neutral zone at points this year. And it all starts, I guess, with the goaltender, Pete DeSalvo, in his home debut for the Hat-Tricks, being a sturdy force back there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when your goalie is that good, that experienced, and exudes that much confidence, and he really exudes confidence, Josh, I think that rubs off on the rest of the team. And, you know, it's not too dissimilar from what Brian Wilson gave them earlier in the season. Of course, Brian is the backup tonight, will likely get the start tomorrow, or one of the two games in Watertown this weekend. You know, when your guy's playing well and he's really exuding confidence, you know, that just it runs through the entire team. You know, like in football, if your quarterback is that way. In baseball, if your starting pitcher is that way. And in hockey, when your goalie's that way, it really, really pays dividends throughout the entire lineup.
It just makes the team more willing to try and make plays, and you don't play with the sense of if we make one mistake, we're done.
Yeah.
And that really does help as a team goes through a game.
Absolutely.
Well, we're ready for the second here. It'll be Ruiz against McDonald. No penalties, no goals in that first period, and it was 14 shots for the Hat-Tricks, 12 for Watertown, and we're underway here in the second. It's stick forward. McDonald races into the Hat-Trick zone, left circle, tipped in front, and it's steered wide by DeSalvo. Out behind the net, turned right back up high into the near boards where Thomas pinches to keep it in. McDonald at the right circle, looking out high. Yellowney will fire it. It's blocked by Gallagher. Hat-Tricks turn it to the far boards where Kuznetsov will be able to outlet out to Johnny Ruiz, who dumps in, and the Hat-Tricks will change. 40 seconds into this second period. McDonald been on the ice since the start of this period. Will chip it into the Hat-Tricks end. Yellowney chases after it all the way behind, and the Hat-Tricks come away with the puck. Anderson chipping ahead, can't get it out. DeSalvo out of the net, has it hop over his stick, and the Hat-Tricks will turn it forward. Gesso lost control inside his own zone. Along the near boards, McDonald serves it out in front, and a penalty is being called out in front. The arm did not go up at first. Mafus sold it out in front, and it will be a penalty against the Hat-Tricks. Just 1:08 into the second, still scoreless. Looks like the Hat-Tricks will be headed to the Cyberus penalty kill.
Yeah, that was really a late call by the official. You know, the hit was made, Mafus went down, Mafus stayed down, the arm stayed down, and then, yeah, that's a penalty, and then the arm goes up. So, first penalty kill of the night for the Hat-Tricks, and the Hat-Tricks penalty kill is brought to you by Cyberus. Cyberus is a worldwide gaming clan here to bring you a world of entertainment and gaming. Support them on Discord and Twitch TV. And now the league's, the Hat-Tricks will have to face the league's top power play unit in the Watertown Wolves.
22.8% that Watertown power play, and it is off to work here. 1:15 into the second, 10 seconds into this power play. Jemaev turns it back down. Mafus will fire it off of DeSalvo and tipped out of play. High sticking the call against Gallagher. 1:46 left on the kill for the Hat-Tricks, and 18:38 in the second period. Tonight's officials, Joe Testa, Eric Holvig, the referees, Marty Heiser, and Michael Imperio, the linesmen, making their first call of the night.
Yes, they did, and they called it high sticking. I didn't quite see the high stick, but not saying that there wasn't one, but certainly was a late call.
Here comes Johnny Ruiz trying to get a shorthanded breakaway, but Mafus able to streak back and work that puck away. And the Hat-Tricks right back at center. Steve Mealy tips it away from Jemaev, who will recover it and start right back. 30 seconds into the power play for Watertown. Jemaev will turn ahead across the line. All the way down into the Hat-Trick zone. Near boards, dropped it back to the point, but the Hat-Tricks intercepted and outlet all the way down. Here's Bukaboom out of his net to play the puck forward on the power play. Just about halfway through it for Watertown. McKechnie up the left side, and it is stopped by Daniluk into the corner. 2 minutes into the second, still scoreless. First power play for either side right now. 55 seconds left on it for Watertown. Turned all the way around behind the net. Jemayev has it hop in the air. French able to win the battle. Anderson trying to clear and does all the way down past Troy Taylor at the point. Cole McKechnie in his own zone will outlet to Mafus. Into the hat-trick zone. McDonald drops it back to the point. Mafus across the line. McKechnie has it stopped by Swiderski. Anderson will carry out. Swiderski right back in. Will go into the offensive zone as Anderson took a big hit as he dumped that puck forward. Didn't look too thrilled about it. 12 seconds left on the kill. Swiderski going to work in the offensive zone. Watertown finally carries out. 3 minutes into the second period, scoreless, and 3 seconds until Garrett Gallagher exits the box. He does right now. The Hat-Tricks get the kill. Mealy ahead. Gallagher will tip it in, and it is deep into the Watertown zone. Taken by Devine. 3:20 into this second period. A stretch pass ahead into the zone. Michael Mann in, and it is DeSalvo is able to close the 5-hole and stop Mann. The Hat-Tricks outlet the other way. Steve Mealy into the zone. Will drop it for Ojic, left circle, looking at the hard angle, rips it high and wide. It's Daniluk at the point, looking to blast one in. It's off a shin pad out in front. Ojic had it hop over and couldn't control. 3-on-2 for Watertown, left to right. McDonald into the zone. Stopped by Daniluk. He'll turn back to the point. Back to LaBelle, center point walking in. His shot tipped up and out of play. 16:02 to go in the second. No score.
It was the best save DeSalvo's had to make. A break in there and clearly shooting 5-hole, and boy, he closed up those pads in no time. Big save by DeSalvo. At the other end of the ice, Bukaboom showing a little DeSalvo aggressiveness. Came out way up between the circles to play that puck and get his team back on the offensive rush on the power play there. So some similarities between the two goalies. Very aggressive.
Hat-Tricks on the puck in their own zone now after the face-off. It's turned ahead. Ruiz will take over. Kicks it to his blade. Will skate into the zone. Blasting just wide of the net. It will bounce out to Thomas, who scoops to center. McDonald for Watertown into the zone. Yellowknee leaving back into the slot. And Thomas had it off his skate. Jemayev takes right back over in the offensive zone for Watertown to our right. Down low, dangles behind his back to his stick and steers it down low, and the pass out in front tipped away. Johnny Ruiz will skate to center, gains the red line, and dumps in. He'll change as the Hat-Tricks get in on the forecheck. Kuznetsov finds the puck in the corner, dumps it off the end glass, and takes a carom and bounces to Watertown. French swats into the offensive zone. Tom Mealy was offside, so just intervening without touching the puck, as Tom Mealy always does, and right back in. Tipped into the corner where Stefanson takes over. Watertown comes away with the puck. McDonald out in front, and Jetso able to knock that puck away. Hat-Tricks work forward. Anderson outlets to Swiderski up the right side. Tipped by Jetso, and Swiderski will serve it deep. Jetso has it along the far boards behind the net. Anderson looking back out up high. Stefanson able to work across to keep it in. Plays to the near board. Swiderski back up high. Stefanson shot through traffic wide of the net. Bounces out to the far side. French pitches. Plays back down low. Pass back up high. Stefanson shot off of Mafus. Jesso looks to corral it and does along the far boards and just dumps it into the near corner. French has it there. Will serve it all the way through the goal mouth. It bounces out to the far side. Jesso sealed off the puck there. And it is Watertown coming to center. McKechnie with a 3-on-2 left wing. Chamelka back out in front. McKechnie looking for Mafus, but he could not reach the back side of the net in time, and the Hat-Tricks take over. 6 minutes gone in the second period. Hat-Tricks and Wolves scoreless. Jesso streaking in. Will drop it for French. And it is taken by Watertown. A breakaway chance here for Slakeka at the left circle. In down low. Will shoot off the post with the shot. And the Hat-Tricks survive that chance and will look to carry to center. Long stretch pass. Brett Jackson in on a breakaway. Between the circles. Forehand. And the shot is stopped by Bukaboom into the corner. It is Watertown taking right back over. A breakaway aside, and both stopped by these goaltenders. Watertown races back in. Day from his pants will try to shoot. It is stopped by the Hat-Tricks and turned back. Jackson unable to outlet, and second chance is able to swat it out to center. Ojic will serve in deep, and the Hat-Tricks go back to change lines. Everyone take a deep breath. It is Aslan in his own zone, chipping ahead. Steve Mealy, Hat-Tricks with one streaking, will turn back to the far side. Kuznetsov out in front will take the one-timer. It's shrugged away and out of play. The right elbow of Bukaboom making that save. 12:46 to go in the second. Still scoreless here in Danbury.
There are certain ones that need to be hit. The official bank at the Danbury Hat-Tricks is Fairfield County Bank. It's where the Hat-Tricks bank and the tellers wear the Danbury hat. Hat-Tricks top hat. Fairfield County Bank is the hometown bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks, and they're proud to support their hometown team. A couple really big scoring opportunities for each side after we pumped up how both teams had played so well defensively in this one. Got back-to-back breakaways, one for each team, and big saves by DeSalvo at one end and Bukaboom at the other.
Both teams letting up those breakaway chances like you mentioned, and the goaltenders, though, did follow up on what we had been saying, both making big saves. Here's Ruiz into the offensive zone, 12 and a half to go in the second. It's scoreless, but his pass across is stopped and out to center. Hammered right back in by Garrett Gallagher. And Watertown will try to outlet. It's intercepted by Kuznetsov. His pass back to the point, right to Yellowney and the Wolves outlet. Justin McDonald into the hat-trick zone, off to the right wing, Jamea. Plays it right back down low behind the net. McDonald cycling back to the point. Thomas fires it through traffic, and it is smothered right in the chest by Pete DeSalvo. 12 minutes to go in the second. No score. He really does seem, he's always square to the shooter and always really being able to see through those lanes. That one was no traffic in front. Good job by the defenseman, but seems like a confident goaltender back there.
Yeah, no question. He made 27 saves in his debut last Friday down at Delaware. The 7-4 win. He had not played in quite a while before that game, and he looks much more on top of his game tonight.
Hat-Tricks looking to get out to center. It is taken in front of the Danbury net. Yellowney stuffs it high over the bar. McDonald able to turn it back. DeSalvo been on top of his game tonight. The Hat-Tricks almost forcing him to make another stop there, but the shot was tipped out. Jesso looking to get through center, trying to lift Taylor's stick, but Taylor, strong on his twig, will play it right back in. 11:20 to go, second period. No score between the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves. Anderson has his pass stopped at center, but the Hat-Tricks take it right back. Stefanson will look to outlet. Swiderski tips it ahead to himself, but it is McKechnie who intervenes. Chamelka right back to the left wing. McKechnie streaks into the Hat-Tricks end. Cutting down low, jets back to the high circle. LaBelle's one-timer shrugged down by DeSalvo. Now the hard angle chance. Mafous hit it wide. DeSalvo was down and just reaching with the glove hand to cover the side of the net, but the shot missed, and the Hat-Tricks take right back over. Jesso looking to outlet. It's gloved down by Chamelka, kept in. Right circle, McKechnie to the side of the net. Mafous trying to get out in front, and it was blocked by French. Behind the net, Chamelka has it right back. Banks to the point. Coachman tipped in front, and it banks out to Steve Mealy, who gets out of the zone. Jesso streaking across. Right to left, he'll carry into the offensive zone. In the corner, Jesso trying to buy a call. Now he gets one as he's leveled the second time. The puck is blown dead in the corner as Gesso took a second hit late there, and now teams are going to be upset about that.
Yeah, Gesso is really hot, but if ever there was a time to keep his cool, now is it. As we see also Ojic and LaBelle. Ojic and LaBelle were also squared up. Ojic kept shoving LaBelle, shoving him, and LaBelle was having none of it until Mafus came in and delivered that second hit that drilled Gesso down to the ice. Mafus is furious that he's heading to the box. I don't see what his argument is. And boy, Tobias Ojic standing up in the penalty box, screaming at LaBelle. I think the kid, whose dad was known to throw him a few times in his NHL career, I think the kid was challenging LaBelle and wanted to go, and LaBelle just decided not to fight.
It was LaBelle who laid the first hit on Gesso. I didn't think it was a penalty. Gesso was trying to sell it, but then the second hit was exactly what Gesso was trying to sell the first time. He got the call, and then all mayhem broke loose after that because the Hat-Trick's upset about the late hit after the penalty is already called and the whistle blows.
What you tell me what Mafus is thinking there. You know, you go in, the whistle's blown, and okay, you know, you have Ojic and LaBelle, you know, in a little bit of a scrum there. But Gesso is down, gets up, and then Mafus just lays the wood to his back and sends him down to the ice. I mean, Mafus is a veteran guy. I mean, you got to know that that's an obvious call.
You know, we talked about at the end of the first period, the one moment you need to try to break loose in a game like this that feels like a playoff type game, and Hat-Tricks might get an opportunity here. They will have a power play. We'll await what the exact calls are.
Well, they announced over the PA system, not the penalties, but they did announce that Danbury is going to the power play, and it's going to be because of Mafus's penalty. So the first pair, Ojic and LaBelle, will be coincidentals.
Probably roughing.
Yeah, I would assume roughing on each.
I don't think it was enough for fighting.
But it's a Ferrer power play for the Danbury Hat-Tricks.
Ferrer electric power play. Pete, we'll light you up. Hat-Tricks at 19.5%. Win the draw back to the point. And it is stopped down low and cleared all the way down. 1:48 left on this power play for the Hat-Tricks. 10 minutes in the second period. Halfway through regulation, and the Hat-Tricks looking to work through center. Gets stopped at the red line and having trouble getting deep into the Watertown zone and set up. Hat-Tricks serve down low to Steve Mealy. It's turned back to the point by the Hat-Tricks, and Tom has it right there. Gallagher scored a goal on the power play in Delaware from a big shot at the point. Has it right back here at the blue line. We'll turn back to Brett Jackson, far circle, out in front. One-timer, Steve Mealy, the backhand try on the second chance. Stopped by Bukaboom as well. Hat-Tricks with a big chance there. Mealy in front with two chances at it, but couldn't get it to go halfway through this power play. 9:15 left in the second period. It's still scoreless between the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves. Cross-checking for LaBelle and Mafus. Roughing for Ojic. So the Hat-Tricks get the extra 2 minutes out of that. And they're on the power play here for another 37 seconds, but they go in offside at the line. And we will take a break here. 8:55 to go. 37 seconds left on a power play for the Hat-Tricks. Still scoreless here in Danbury.
For a comfortable stay with great amenities, the only choice is La Quinta by Wyndham right here in Danbury. As for the Hat Tricks friends and family rate, you can't beat it. La Quinta, and Josh, Tobias Ojic was kind of taken off the hook there because the original penalty was going to be LaBelle for a cross-check. Then Ojic is trying to goad LaBelle into a fight or some sort of altercation. So that would have been evened up if not for just the ridiculous mistake by Mafus taking the second cross-checking penalty.
Hat Tricks will take the power play and have the puck in the offensive zone. 27 seconds left on the power play. Johnny McDonald at the point, serves it all the way down low. Gesso plays it back up high. He'll have it right back at the far circle, down low to Corey Anderson, looking to get the puck out in front. He does work it behind the net with 15 on the power play. Kuznetsov left circle, along the hash marks, working his way down low, cuts out in front, will try to rip it, and it is tipped out of play.
And Corey Anderson, who is cruising behind the net there, he just, that puck whistled above his head, fortunately, and went up high and went off the netting. But you saw Corey, the look on Corey's face after that went over his head. He was pretty lucky right there. Kuznetsov set it up right. He kind of deked left and then went to his right to get a shooting lane, but it wasn't clear enough as Watertown got his stick in the way.
Mafus gets out of the box. So Ojic and LaBelle remain until the next whistle. The Hat Tricks in on the forecheck. White Duck is unable to work the puck free. He took a shot up high, and fans aren't happy there was no call. I don't think the Hat Tricks bench is too thrilled either, but Watertown will sky it to center. A bouncing puck at the Hat Tricks line, taken by Mafus down low. Hard angle and stopped by DeSalvo. The net came off. He'll just pull it right back on, and we'll continue. Gallagher with 7:45 left, back at even strength. Deep into the offensive zone, Tom Mealy works all the way around, cycling back down low, dropped it for Ruiz, but it was taken by Watertown, cleared to center, and Daniluk will spring back forward. Stefanson dumps it into the offensive zone. Swiderski chases for the Hat Tricks, but Taylor takes over. Watertown banking to center. Mafus will tip it at the Hat Tricks line. It's swatted back to center. Danbury will take over just inside its own line. Bryce French will gain the red line and hammer in. Right to left, Hat Tricks through center, deep into the offensive zone. Gesso back to the point. No one was there. Mafus takes over in the neutral zone. Across to the left wing, Mann into the Hat Tricks end. Sealed off by Swiderski, but Mann able to work back down low. Gets out to Slaketka, but he couldn't connect on the shot. Gesso speeds to center, knifing his way through to the slot. Leaves it off to the side. The shot off the post from Swiderski, and the Hat Tricks will play it right back in down low. Chipped off the glass and out by Watertown. 6:38 to go in the second. Still scoreless here in Danbury. Anderson will tip in. Hat Tricks will chase. Gesso barrels into Coachman. The puck bounces out to center, and Danbury will take back over. Johnny McDonald banks ahead. Dustin Gesso off to Kuznetsov into the zone, right circle down low. Tries the shot for the rebound, and the rebound does go to the near post where he's able to work it back. Kuznetsov down low. Gesso cutting out in front, backhands it in to the slot. Steve Mealy back to the point, hops over McDonald's stick. Out of the net is DeSalvo, and that was a good play from DeSalvo. Justin McDonald would have had a breakaway if DeSalvo hadn't intervened. He clears it down. Hat Tricks tip in, and Jackson works it free. Kuznetsov the backhand in front, stopped by Bukaboom and cleared out. Yellowknee ahead into the offensive zone for Watertown. The shot off a body. Gallagher stung by that one, but McDonald will take over for Watertown. Across Thomas at the right point, chipped in front, and the rebound just wide of the net. It was DeSalvo on his back, just able to make the stop, and Jackson able to play it ahead up through his own zone. Kuznetsov turning at his own circle and will chip it out. 5:20 to go in the second. Still no score. Jemayev walking right back into the Hat Tricks end, dropping for McDonald, intercepted by Brett Jackson, but he clears it right to Divine Stick at the point. He'll block the shot, Jackson, and can't clear once again. Turn back in deep. Jemayev cycling in the corner will get crunched into the boards by Aslan, and Johnny Ruiz will come away with the puck. Up the far side, it is Kuznetsov who can't get out. Hat-Trick stuck in their own zone. At the point, Devine, shot tip side of the net, Yellow knee out in front, looking, and the one touch from Chemelka just wide. The net is off right now, and we're still playing. The Hat-Tricks will carry out. Jackson at center will get the red line and fire in off a stick and out of play. 4.5 to play in the second period. No score still here in Danbury.
Hat City Physical Therapy is the physical therapy provider for your Danbury Hat-Tricks. Their facility is located on Federal Road right here in Danbury. Hat City Physical Therapy is owned and operated by the medical director of the Danbury Hat-Tricks, Dr. Lee Day. Dr. Day and his staff provide outstanding physical therapy for a range of diagnoses and problems. Give them a call for all of your orthopedic and physical therapy needs. And you know, heading into that break there, that long stretch of play where Watertown had Danbury scrambling, that's because 4 of the 5 guys that were on the ice for Danbury were out there for more than 2 minutes, including Kuznetsov, who was exhausted at the end of that shift. But they're able to survive it, and we remain scoreless.
Couple guys hunched over right now on the Hat-Tricks bench, catching their breaths, and the Hat-Tricks in their own zone. Bryce French will try and get the Hat-Tricks going on offense. Not a ton doing outside of that power play this period for the Hat-Tricks. But here's a chance. White Duck in the slot, unable to control, and does work it in deep. In the far corner, White Duck out to Ruiz. The shot wide into the corner. French takes over at the left point. Turns down low. White Duck switches places with Tom Mealy. Back down low. Ruiz has it hop over his stick behind the net. White Duck working it free. A board battle behind. And it's chipped out of play by Watertown. Hat-Tricks asking for a delay of game penalty. I don't think they're going to get one, but they will talk about it, the referees. 3:39 left in the second. No score.
Kodiak White Duck was in there pleading the case for the Hat-Tricks to no avail. Johnny Ruiz puts his palms up in the air and kind of bounces the butt end of his stick off the ice, shaking his head. So both teams now, they're 0 for 1 on the power play. The period has been a good one. It's been pretty even, but you sense Watertown's got a little bit of the recent edge here. Let's see if Danbury can take back a little momentum, create something with an offensive zone faceoff.
It is Anderson who will take it, and he wins it cleanly. Jesso waiting at the top of the circle. Daniluk shot tipped wide. Anderson takes over in the far corner, works it to Swiderski, and the Hat-Tricks go to work on the cycle. Down low, it's Jesso behind, trying to work by, does get the puck free in the corner. Turning to the point, Daniluk slides across the blue stripe. It's Gallagher at the point, his shot blocked and cleared. Chemelka standing in the way of that one, and the Hat-Tricks will have to go back into their own zone. Just about 3 minutes left in this second period. No score here in Danbury. Daniluk will chip in. It is kept alive by Bukamoon. LaBelle behind his net. Off to Devine, and the long stretch pass. Man tips into the Hat-Trick zone. DeSalvo leaves it behind. It is Daniluk who outlets all the way to Ojic. Tipping in with one hand. Jackson flags it down. A bouncing puck, bottom of the near ring. He'll turn it back out in front, and it is stopped to the side. Slaketka will carry to center. Chipping into the Hat-Tricks end. McDonald for the Hat-Tricks, chasing back. He gets crunched off into the boards. Taken down behind. Slaketka working out in front. The puck hops free into the corner. Served ahead by Steve Mealy. Ahead, Ojic will carry in. All the way across the line, turns at the hash marks and twirls it back down low. Jackson behind the net, out in front. Ojic, one-timer stopped by Bukaboom at the side and cleared up the boards. Day will pass ahead to Slaketka, who carries out. Into the offensive zone, Slaketka, left circle, out in front. It is Aslan who's able to tip it out to center. Johnny Ruiz one-on-one against Coachman. Ruiz cutting in, leaves it off for Aslan. Aslan streaking in, out in front, Ruiz, and Coachman just able to tip it away at the last second. Ruiz had an open end. Now here's Justin McDonald in all alone on goal, backhand, forehand, and it's stopped by DeSalvo with the glove. It was the change-up type of shot from McDonald, and DeSalvo able to make the stop.
The absolute last guy you want to have a breakaway against your Danbury hat-tricks is the leading scorer in the league, Justin McDonald. There we see here we go. I mean, he's just in clean, and he tries to test the glove of DeSalvo, and DeSalvo with right now, the biggest save of the night so far.
The shot
keeps
off
the game scoreless.
The face-off, sorry, Jim. It is stopped by the hat-tricks and cleared out. And right after the hat-tricks have a great chance, it is right back down their throats, and it is a huge save for DeSalvo. Here in the neutral zone, Ruiz lost his stick, and it's played all the way out of play from the neutral zone by Watertown with 1:22 left in the second. We're still scoreless here late in the second. We haven't had a ton of these games this year.
I don't think we've had any of these games this year, not like this. It's fantastic. Top two teams in the league, and they're both playing to that. It's not like two teams are playing a sloppy game and it's 0-0. No, two teams are playing very well, and it's 0-0. And you mentioned before the breakaway, what a play by Coachman in the slot. He's a big, tall, rangy guy as Watertown's offside here. And he used that long reach perfectly, but he also anticipated that pass was going to come his way. And he broke up a prime scoring opportunity for Danbury. And then, of course, it was Watertown off to the races the other way. And McDonald, who leads the league with 71 points this season, stoned by the glove of DeSalvo.
6'3" Coachman stands. 28-year-old defenseman, and a big play for Watertown. And it led to a chance on the other end, but both goaltenders doing their job tonight. McDonald into the offensive zone. Jemayev shot tipped up high, and DeSalvo gloves it. This time he's not going to be aggressive with it and melts it down. 55 seconds left, and Jemayev shoving Kuznetsov after the play. Hat-tricks. Not loving that. No score here late in the second.
Now Jemayev complaining about something, and Kuznetsov just shaking his skated away, shaking his head as if to say, what are you talking? I didn't do anything. Of course he's going to say that, Josh, but I didn't see him do anything either. Jemayev might be a little frustrated too. He's a guy that's lit it up all year, but yet he is without a goal in 3 straight games and has only 1 assist in that span. His quietest spell of the season.
He was up there with Ruiz and McDonald for a while in terms of the stat sheet, but those two have broken away. Jemayev at 53 points this season, Ruiz at 61, and McDonald at 71. Here is number 71, Jemayev, who is chipping into the hat-trick zone. 30 seconds left in the second period. No score, back out in front. Anderson swatting away. McDonald rips it wide. It was a chance kind of out of nowhere for McDonald. At center ice, Gesso upended, will chip it deep. Well, not all the way deep, as he's in a jawing match at the Watertown bench. Hat-tricks in their own zone, will chip it back to center. Flag down, and Corey Anderson will take over with 4 seconds left. The last second shot tipped away by Bukaboom and turned back in front. Ojic as the horn sounds. No score after 40 minutes. 22 shots for the hat-tricks, 23 for Watertown. And you said it earlier, this feels like a playoff game. It's being played like one. Teams are getting good saves from their goaltending, and every time there seems like a chance, you have that desperation play to break it up somehow, or you get the big save.
Yeah, and we saw a few more breakdowns in that period for each team. So we saw several breakaways in that period, but yet we still don't see any goals. And partly it's because of iron. Danbury's hit the post twice, and Watertown's hit it once. But really, this one, the story of this game And not to harp on the same thing over and over because we've talked a lot about it, but it's Peter DeSalvo and it's Adam Bukaboom. I mean, they are the story of this game to this point. 0-0, and you talk about how evenly played this game has been. There have been ebbs and flows. Each team's had a little bit of the better of play for, maybe this stretch, and then the other team matches it. This has been a very evenly played game, and you look at the shots on the scoreboard as you gave them just a second ago. 23 for Watertown, 22 for Danbury. That it tells you it right there. This game is dead even, and it's dead even on the scoreboard, and hopefully we'll see what happens here. Not hopefully, we will see what happens in the final 20 minutes.
Well, we're in for a good one here. It's not often we see a 0-0 game through 40 minutes this season, and we'll enjoy it here. And the third period will come around, and we'll see if the third period will bring us a winner or if we'll have to go extra time here tonight. We'll step aside before the third period. Don't forget, next Thursday night, February 17th, 6 to 8 p.m. in the Axtrix Lounge, you can have a date with the Hat Tricks. It's a $25 registration fee. That includes food and drink, Jim. So don't even ask. After that, you're going to get your food and drink for your registration and a date night with the Hat Tricks.
I'm in.
Jim's in. Are you? Check this out.
Hi, I'm Melissa Panitz, national columnist and host of the Divorce Hour on CRN Digital Talk Network. But we are not here to talk about breakups. We're here to talk about how you can score a date with the hottest guys in Connecticut, the Danbury Hat Tricks. So come on in as we meet the guys and go one-on-one for a little fun.
Ladies, make sure if ever you're on a date with me, the attention goes to me.
Instead of going to some local bar or swiping left on some lame dating app, you could be spending a one-on-one kind of evening right here, February 17th at the Axtrick Lounge.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it that she likes hockey?
Easy 15 because I fell in love with the game before I fell in love with women.
Have fun playing pool, foosball, or the hottest new trend, axe throwing with the Hat Tricks.
For only $25, you get an evening full of food, drink, and the hottest athletes, the Danbury Hat Tricks. So what are you waiting for? Space is limited. You must be 18 or older to participate. For more information, please contact Term Searcher at
Go Rapids, baby!
Woo! Woo!
Come out to Rapids and spend the night with me.
Third period just about set to commence here in Danbury Arena. It is scoreless after 40. Josh Starr alongside Jim Cerny. And these top two teams doing battle tonight in the FPHL. It's been a good one through 40 minutes.
Yeah, and you know, keep in mind that there are 2 more games this weekend. Not here. They'll be in Watertown. But these 2 teams will have a 3-game series this weekend. So you really want to win the 1 game that you're playing at home. You want to get that one. 20 minutes will decide if Danbury indeed is able to hold serve here at home.
Patrick's not the same team on the road as they are at home, so important to get 3 points here tonight as the third period gets underway. Watertown pumps into the Hat-Trick's end. It's chipped up the far boards, and Dmitry Kuznetsov will race to center. Left to right at the Watertown line. He'll bat it in with his hand and dump it down low with his stick. Into the far corner, Thomas chases his pass ahead, stopped by Ruiz, back out in front. Ruiz swatting away at it, bouncing in front. It was through the blue paint and went to the side of the net. Now tipped in front, they score! Tom Neely, 31 seconds in! The Hat-Tricks are up 1-0 early in the third. Dimitri Daniluk, the pass from the point, and Tom Neely out in front, puts it home. A wide open net for the tip, his 8th of the year.
You go to the net, good things happen, right? That's what you're told. That's what your Pee-wee coach told you. That's what guys in the NHL will tell you. Go to the net, good things happen. And some good pressure. Mealy had some good pressure with Ruiz behind the goal line. That started the play. And you see, it comes out here. Now look, Mealy just goes to the net, and he's untouched. Daniluk finds him. And there you go. Danbury is able to break through 31 seconds into the third period.
There was just that lane opened up right for Daniluk to play it through.
The defenseman just lost him. You know, they forgot that he was behind the goal line. And he comes out there. We'll take a look again. See, nobody's head is on a swivel.
You see,
and actually, Thomas, see what happens here.
This lane right here.
Yep.
Just opened right up for Daniluk's pass from the point and walked it. It went right in down low.
And that's Kuznetsov there. So Thomas had to make a choice, and he went up higher into the slot to guard against Kuznetsov. That left Mealy then wide open right on the doorstep, and Daniluk found him. That was the only thing that was prettier than the pass by Daniluk and the execution by Tom Mealy was your work on the telestrator there. That was some fine work.
We got the orange ink, too. It's Hat-Tricks up 1-0.
That's really sweet.
40 seconds into the third period, Danbury strikes first, and it is a shot in on goal from Taylor, gloved by DeSalvo. And the Hat-Tricks in their own zone, up 1-0 here, 45 seconds into the third.
Tom Bealey now, I know he doesn't play games on the road. He just plays here the home games. But Tom Bealey now has a personal 7-game point streak in which he has scored 4 goals and 12 points in his last 7 games, as Daniluk and Kuznetsov are credited with the assists.
Mealy scored his 100th of his pro career, the last home game for the Hat-Tricks, and able to get on the board again tonight, his 8th of the year, and the Hat-Tricks ahead early in the third, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Danbury. Played a good first 40, rewarded here to start the third. Jesso in toward goal. It's turned aside, and Jesso will work it right back to the point. Stefanson can't control at center. He'll play it back across. French swats it back in, down into the offensive zone. LaBelle will carry out right to left for Watertown. Chimelka into the Hat-Trick zone on the left wing. Serves all the way across. Mafuz blasts it. It's blockered right back down by DeSalvo. And now Puck hops out of play over the glass in the near boards. Just about 90 seconds into the third period. The Hat-Tricks with a goal 31 seconds into this period to take a 1-0 lead.
And Dmitry Kuznetsov with the assists there now has 50 points in his rookie season for the Hat-Tricks, and right down the middle, split right down the middle, 25 goals, and that was his 25th assist. What a rookie season for the kid.
He started
Dmitry Kuznetsov.
And he started off with so many goals and not a ton of assists. DeSalvo makes a stop and turns it to the corner. Hat-trick's outlet ahead. Ojic up the right wing. Kuznetsov has really added an element to his game in the last month or two of setting up plays as well, and it has helped the Hat-tricks. He has 50 points now. Here's Sliketka up the right wing into the Hat-trick's end. 2 minutes into the period, shovels it high and wide out to the near boards. Devine keeps it in at the point. It's turned down low. Aslan will grab it in the corner, but is stripped by Mann and turned in on goal. And DeSalvo will cover up with just over 2 minutes in to the third period. Hat-tricks up 1-0.
And Dmitry Daniluk, who really is not known for his offense, he now has produced 6 points in his last 7 games, and he has just established a new professional career high with his 12th point of the season. He had 11 twice playing for Mentor here in the Federal League, and now he has 12 points this season, so a new career high for him.
Hat-tricks offense, second in the league coming into play tonight. It was only Binghamton that they trailed. Watertown, 1 fewer goal than the Hat-tricks, now 2 on the season total. Ruiz through center, left to right. It is Tom Mealy, the goal scorer, into the offensive zone, turning it, looking to get in deep. Can on the first try, does on the second. Takes a hop out toward the front of the net, but LaBelle was alert to play it to the corner. Mann will outlet up the left side for Watertown. Will chip in, and the Hat-tricks will go back into their own zone as Watertown changes lines. Daniluk and Gallagher looking to start the rush for the Hat-tricks. Swiderski, his cross-ice feed blocked by Watertown. McDonald into the Hat-trick zone. Turns at the circle and feeds in front. Swiderski able to block it. Daniluk will chip all the way in to the Watertown zone. 3 minutes into the third. 1-0 Hat-tricks on top. Out at center. Swatted forward by the Hat-tricks. Anderson plays it to the far wing where Swiderski looks to feed it back in front, but Watertown intercepted. All the way down, icing is waved off, and the clock has just turned off in the arena. And they're going to blow the whistle.
Yeah, somebody, it might have been Coach Dave McIsaac, rolled or send a water bottle onto the ice to get the officials' attention that there was a problem. And yeah, the scoreboard's that's gonna be an issue here.
We'll take a break here as they try to figure out the clock situation. We have 16:30 left on our clock. We'll come back and see if they can sort this out. Hat-tricks up 1 here in the third. back underway here as the scoreboard back on. 16 and a half to go in the third period. The Hat-Tricks on top 1-0. Watertown in its own zone. It is McKechnie who turns it back and plays through at center. Hat-Tricks look to take over at the red line. It is White Duck who's able to turn back and take over for Danbury. Tipped in by Anderson on the backhand and all the way into the far corner. Troy Taylor outlets for Watertown and is turned up the boards. Hat-Tricks looking to get the puck out of the air, just so. On the forecheck all alone, will just turn back and Watertown takes over. 4:15 into the third. It is 1-0 Hat-Tricks. Goal early in the third, 31 seconds in from Tom Mealy. Here's Steve Mealy into the zone. Left circle working his way down low. Ojic looking for the rebound. It was stuffed out by Watertown. Johnny McDonald right back into the near corner offensive zone for the Hat-Tricks to our right. Behind the Watertown net, it is Troy Taylor taking over for the Wolves. Turns by Jackson and shovels to center. Hat-Tricks take over there. McDonald banking ahead, but Watertown takes over. 15:05 to go in the third. Hat-Tricks on top, 1-0. Battle along the far boards in the neutral zone. Hat-Tricks win it. Ruiz, high slot, will zip one. It is tipped out of play, and that will be a whistle for the Hat-Tricks. I believe we should still be taking a media timeout here, and we will here with 5:05 into the third. It is 1-0 Hat-Tricks on top.
Dr. Matt Hartsburg is an official member of the Danbury Hat-Tricks medical team. Hartsburg Chiropractic is cutting-edge chiropractic care right here in your backyard. Check out Hartsburg Chiropractic and get on the road to a pain-free hockey season.
You know where Dr. Matt Hartsburg is right now?
Where is he?
Beijing. He's helping the U.S. Olympic team. He's part of the medical staff out in Beijing. So
that
congratulations
is very cool.
to Matt. And we're super excited that he's able to be out there with the United States Olympic team as Olympics underway. About a week in now, I think, out in Beijing.
Technically. For me, it starts when the hockey starts. And, of course, the women's hockey started right away. Men kicked things off yesterday.
Hat-Tricks in their own zone will win the draw. To the left of DeSalvo, can't clear up the near boards. It's Devine's shot tipped, and it is DeSalvo making the save. Out up the near boards, kept alive by Devine at the point. Yellow Knee plays in deep. Gallagher takes over for the Hat-Tricks. Turning it back behind his own net, up the far boards. Tipped by the Hat-Tricks and out, and Ruiz will chase. After it in the offensive zone, in the corner, Ruiz against Devine. Devine able to one-handed up the boards. Ruiz takes it off the boards. Left circle, rips it just wide. But Bookaboom may have gotten a touch on that, not sure, but the Hat-Tricks still on the puck in the offensive zone. 6 minutes into the third, up 1-0. Kuznetsov along the far boards to Anderson, working out in front and trying to get the backhand across. It was stopped. McDonald will carry to center. Off to the right wing, looking for Yellow Knee, chopped out to center, or not quite out to center, as shot goes in on goal. Gallagher avoiding it, so DeSalvo can make the save. Good thing he didn't screen him. 13:39 to go in the third, 1-0, and a little bit awkward in front of the goal there.
Yeah, you don't want to be taking a wrist shot to the bucket right there. And can you imagine if that was the tying goal off the bucket and, your own defenseman's head and into the net?
Would be a tough break. Hat-Tricks will just...
Yeah, well, it didn't happen, so we need not speculate.
Yes. Watertown wins the draw. Taylor's shot stopped by DeSalvo. He swats it away, and it is at center. Dumped right back in by Watertown. Bryce French will take over behind his own net. He's lost the puck to Chamelka, and it's turned up the near boards. White Duck able to find it for the Hat-Tricks. At center, Josh LaBelle dumps in off the referee, and the Hat-Tricks will take over. Tipped into the zone. Watertown up the near boards. Out to Gesso on the far side. White Duck at center, working the puck around, turning, and it drops into the Hat-Tricks end. Chamelka left circle, tipped in front, just over the net by Mafus into the far corner. McKechnie pinned against the boards, works it out up high, and Steve Mealy able to intercept and worked it to center. He'll stuff it down, and icing waved off. The Hat-Tricks have the puck out in front, looking for Ojic. It was topped by Bukaboom and out to center. Up the left side, it is Johnny McDonald into the zone, serving to the slot. It's blocked. He'll get it right back in the corner. To the point, Steve Mealy. 12:15 to go in regulation. Hat-Tricks up 1-0. Ojic behind the net, off to Jackson. The wraparound goes all the way through the blue paint and out to the far side. Far corner, it's Steve Mealy out up high. One-timer, Daniluk blocked in front, and Ojic will find the rebound in the corner. Plays it to the point. Daniluk takes it out to center. Hat-Tricks had McDonald changing, and now they will change the forward line. Deep into the Watertown end, the Wolves will carry out right to left. Up the right side, it's Brandon Day into the offensive zone. Stopped. The Hat-Tricks will bank it to center. Jackson racing after it. Can't catch up to it, but does block the clear. Kuznetsov takes over in the corner. Looking out in front, will take the shot from the goal line. Now it's stuffed in front, and the Hat-Tricks will have control along the near boards on the rebound. Ruiz stuffs it back down low. It's played all the way around where Watertown clears. Off of French into the Hat-Tricks end. 11:15 to go in the third. Hat-Tricks up 1-0 and outletting up the left wing. Left to right, Tom Mealy stopped, but Gallagher takes over and chips it in. Taken inside his own line. It's turned ahead by Taylor. McDonald dumps in. Jemayev chases after it in the corner. Shovels out in front. Blocked by Anderson. It hops in the air and to the point. Gallagher able to win the race and poke it to center. Under 11 to play in the third. Hat-Tricks up 1-0. Jemayev to the left side at the circle. Yellowney out in front on the doorstep. It was the Hat-Tricks had a defender there, and the Wolves had Jemayev in front, but it was swatted down for icing against Danbury. 10:42 to go. 1-0 Hat-Tricks.
We mentioned earlier how important it is to hold serve. You know, you're playing this weekend series against Watertown, 1 here, 2 in Watertown. If you're Danbury, you really want to hold serve here. Well, in particular because you're so good at home. This year, 15-2 are the Danbury Hat-Tricks on home ice. 15 up, 2 down, and no overtime losses either here on home ice. They've been really nearly unbeatable. Their 2 home losses have come against the Watertown Wolves.
They ice the puck again right after the face-off. 10:32 left in the third, 1-0, and you beat me to it. That was going to be my response to you.
That was the setup. Yes, exactly. And we should also point out there was a scoring change on the goal by Tom Mealy. Johnny Ruiz is credited with the secondary assist, so taken away from Kuznetsov. Johnny now with points in 34 of his 36 games this season.
Hat-Tricks in their own zone down low. Yellowney works out in front, and the shot prevented by the Hat-Tricks. It is Tom Mealy ahead. Kuznetsov right circle will tip one in, and it's stopped by Bukaboom. 10:13 to go. 1-0 Hat-Tricks. Ruiz just a spectacular second season so far in Danbury. Now at 62 points on the season, 34 goals, 28 assists, and just second in the league in goals and points. It's been an outstanding campaign so far.
And he's on a 9-game point streak, a mere 21 points in those 9 games.
Ojic in the high slot will fire in. The shot from Steve Mealy, dumped wide on the rebound. Out in front, they score! Steve Mealy couldn't get it to go the first time. Does on the second try. Jackson got the rebound and fed it out in front. Hat-Tricks lead 2-0 halfway through the
Well, indeed, it's a mealy night here at Danbury Arena tonight. First, it's Tom, and then it's brother Steve, each scoring their 8th goal of the season. And here's the one he chips wide, but look, he stays right there. Nobody shoves him out of the way. Kind of glides back a little bit as we take a look at it again. They're circling back to it as we're back to live play. But he chipped it wide, did Steve Mealy. And then he just kind of glided back a little bit. He found some open space. Nobody picked him up. And that set up the slam dunk goal that makes it 2-0.
Ojic shot steered wide by Bukaboom. That's a veteran play by Mealy to know where that space is and to be able to work his way into it. The chance, he was upset that he missed the first one, and you could see it on the reaction from the second one that he did put in, the relief of extending the lead here for the Hat-Tricks, but it's Mafus into the Danbury zone, right circle, stopped by Stefanson as he tried to curl out in front. Now a shot from the corner tipped away by DeSalvo. Jackson carries left to right across the offensive blue line to the left circle, spinning his way down low, turning it back up high, and it is Watertown taking over. 9 minutes to go in regulation. Hat-Tricks up 2 with 2 third-period goals so far in this game. Devine behind his own net, up the far boards, chipped out and taken to center by Watertown. On the right side, Yellowknee feeds in front to Vine. It is stopped by the Hat-Tricks, turned to the corner. Daniluk will look to outlet. He has Kuznetsov at center. Across the line, it is Kuznetsov who rips one and smothered by Bukaboom. 8:26 to go in the third period. 2-0 Hat-Tricks on top, and we will be right back here from Danbury. The Hat-Tricks leading in the third.
Well, you know, Josh, the Watertown Wolves earlier tonight clanked one off the post, and that means free coffee for all the fans in attendance tonight at Danbury Arena. Stop by City Center Cafe on West Street in downtown Danbury for a cup of coffee at their full coffee bar or for all your breakfast and lunch favorites. There's no better place for your morning or afternoon pit stop than City Center Cafe.
Hat-Tricks. Oh, the Wolves did hit one off the post earlier tonight. So did the Hat-Tricks.
Yep. Should point out that Brett Jackson and Johnny McDonald credited with the assists on Steve Mealy's 8th of the season at 9:59 of period number 3.
There's 8:15 left in period number 3. DeSalvo keeping the puck in play in the corner, and Watertown will take over. Back to the point, far side Taylor, D2D LaBelle, left side will have it stopped. Now the Hat-Tricks have a chance to spring forward, and it was White Duck who has it tip in the air, trying to settle it. It was bouncing in, and Bukaboom able to cover it up with 8 minutes to go in the third. Hat-Tricks up 2-0. Gesso had the chance to spring White Duck earlier, but just kind of fanned on it.
Yeah, the puck was bouncing on him a little bit. It wouldn't lay down for him. I mean, Cody White Duck was a good 3 strides behind the defenseman, and then they were able to catch up to him when Gesso was finally able to throw it down the ice. You sense the frustration by Kodiak White Duck there. He doesn't get a lot of breakaways. He's not Johnny Ruiz, and that would have been a good one, but he didn't get it.
Hat-Tricks turn the face-off into the corner, but Watertown takes it back to center. Steve Mealy has it right back, right circle, looking out in front. It was blocked by sliding Coachman, and Devine able to carry out. Right to left through center ice. It's Laketka into the Hat-Tricks end. Stop at the line by French. Hat-Tricks carry in. Left circle, it is Steve Mealy settling down, and his wrist shot blocked and turned to the side of the net. Mealy has it back outside of the net, turning to Ojic, and it was tipped away by Devine. The hat tricks back on D. Slaketka into the hat trick zone. The shot going wide, but DeSalvo will glove it and freeze it this time. 7:13 to go in the third. 2-0 hat tricks. DeSalvo electing to keep the puck in his glove.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should also mention next weekend some festivities here at Danbury Arena. Alumni Night and the Ring of Honor. The first 5 members will be inducted into the Ring of Honor here at Danbury Arena, including the head coach of the Hat Tricks, Dave McIsaac.
Diamond Dave, along with, here's a save from DeSalvo, along with AJ and Jim Galanti, Matt Caranci, and Nick Niedert. All 5 teams in Danbury history represented: the Hat Tricks, Titans, Whalers, Mad Hatters, and Trashers. And here's DeSalvo in his own zone, up through center. It is Tom Mealy across ice to Kuznetsov, has it away from him, but turned all the way back down by the Hat Tricks. 6.5 to play in the third. Hat Tricks up 2-0. And here's Anderson at the left circle in the offensive zone. Tom Mealy will now skate out to center ice. Didn't have a lane to get free, so just turned out. Watertown right back, tipped in by Mann, and well, they'll say he didn't tip it, so it'll be icing against Watertown. 6:09 to go in the third.
And again, that game will be next Saturday. It's with Columbus in town. Columbus playing back-to-back games Friday and Saturday night here at Danbury Arena, but Saturday, February 19th, will be Alumni Night. You can get your tickets at danburyhattricks.com.
Also, the weekend after that, a big weekend too, the Hat Tricks hosting New Haven Nighthawks Night, paying homage to Connecticut hockey history as well that weekend, wearing the throwback Nighthawks jerseys.
That's going to be fun. That's back in my time. That's before your time.
White Duck takes a big hit in the corner, and Watertown will turn it back. Can't say I ever got to see a Nighthawks game, but
I did. New Haven Coliseum.
I will see the Hat Tricks play in the Nighthawks jerseys. Delayed penalty coming up against the Hat Tricks here. Bookaboom goes to the bench. 5.5 to go. And it is a late hit there. Man and Jemea been talking to Garrett Gallagher. Dustin Gesso looks upset.
It was Gallagher who is involved in, now they're talking it out. Kind of no harm, no foul there. Just two guys battling hard and just kind of got ticked off at each other. But Gesso heads to the box. And that will be a Cyberus penalty kill for the Hat Tricks, because the Hat Tricks penalty kill is brought to you by Cyberus, the worldwide gaming clan, here to bring you a world of entertainment and gaming. Support them on Discord and Twitch TV.
Hat Tricks unable to win the draw. It's swatted down at the line by Taylor. McDonald has it low circle, far side. McKechnie back at the point, and Watertown set up on the power play. Turned down low by Jemaev. McDonald couldn't grab it and is cleared up the boards to the point. Taylor able to settle it there. Walking the line across to McKechnie, left circle. Back up high, Taylor. Shovels across, McDonald will wrist it and it zips wide. And it bounced all the way off the corner but kept in by Taylor. 30 seconds into the kill for the Hat Tricks. Banked up and out of play into the bench. And the Hat Tricks will have a defensive zone draw here. 1:25 left on the Cyberus penalty kill. 5:01 in the third period. Hat Tricks up 2-0. Trying to keep it that way here on the kill.
Yeah, Watertown hasn't had a lot of grade A opportunities throughout the game, but in particular in this third period, this is their chance. If they're going to have a chance at coming back here, it's going to start on the power play.
Watertown wins the draw. Taylor can't control at center, and it is Mafus who will have to retreat for it. Mafus carrying across the red line, trying to power it into the zone. He does somehow get it in, but it was offside at the line. 1:12 left on the kill for the Hat Tricks. 4:48 in the game. We'll step aside here from Danbury. 2-0 Hat Tricks late in the third.
New Haven Nighthawk Brewing is brewed right here in Connecticut and featured at the Rabbit Hole. New Haven Night Brewing Company is the beverage of choice at the Danbury Arena. Grab a cold one and party like you're in the Elm City. You mentioned, great history. We have Alumni Night next week and then celebrating the New Haven Nighthawks. How about a nod to Martin St. Louis, a Connecticut native who's been coaching, of course, youth hockey. He makes the big jump up. The Hockey Hall of Famer is now the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. He goes from coaching his kid in, minor hockey all the way up to coaching at the Bell Center in Montreal. Best of luck to Marty. Really one of my favorites of guys that I worked with in my career. Just an absolute gem. And boy, was he respected. When he was with the Rangers, he would speak, that whole room would silence and listen to his every word.
Hat-Trick's able to dump it down on the penalty kill. 35 seconds left on it. Watertown in their own zone. Won a cup with Tampa Bay. Was always a dangerous player on the ice. And
nobody ever outworked that guy. 5'6" Martin St. Louis.
He won every single Lady Bing award his whole career, probably. He was, like you said, well respected. Now he's coaching Montreal. Here's the Watertown on the far side. 5 seconds left on the penalty to the Hat-Tricks. At the point, the shot through traffic, blocker down by DeSalvo. Hat-Tricks will look to clear as Gesso exits the box, and they have Gesso into the zone, left circle, cutting down, and he scores! Going in! Right out of the box, Gesso gets the pass from Steve Neely and rips it by Bukaboom. 3-0 Hat-Tricks. 3:30 to go in the third, and Danbury feeling good late here in the third.
This is what they call a jack in the box, if you will, or a jack out of the box, but a jack in the box goal for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. And what a good job. Mealy waited, settled the puck down, and Gesso just burst right over that blue line, accepted the pass, and boy, he made no mistake. What a pretty shot. And Danbury with 3 third-period goals. They take a 3-0 lead.
Talked about holding serve at home in this 3-game series. The first at home, the other 2 tomorrow and Saturday on the road. The Hat-Tricks getting the job done in a close game, closing it out here in the third period. 3 minutes to go. They're up 3-0 here against Watertown. 3 goals in the third. Tom Mealy started it. Steve Mealy continued. Now here's Watertown in, swatted away by Gallagher. And Dustin Gesso has the most recent goal right out of the box. That's the second time he's done that this year. Right out of the box, the first one came in January against Binghamton to complete a hat trick for Gesso. Now he's right back at it. Out of the box, and
that was the 4-goal game.
Yes, that was. He loves to put pressure on the defense after getting out of the box, and the Hat-Tricks had the chance to get him the puck. That time he didn't miss, and the Hat-Tricks up 3-0, 2:20 to go in the third period. Gallagher inside his own blue line will stretch ahead for Kuznetsov into the offensive zone. Tom Mealy, high slot, will zip it. It's behind Bukaboom, and he falls back on it as Tom Mealy takes a hit late, and now Corey Anderson getting pummeled behind the net by Devine.
Yeah, Devine took some liberties there on against Mealy. And now Mealy, of course, has a few things to say to Devine, and Devine makes a gesture at him as he heads off the ice. And his night will come to an end, as will Corey Anderson's. Anderson came flying in to the defense of Tom Mealy, but he was off balance and went down, and Devine was ready for him and pounced right on top of him. And so Corey kind of got the worst of that fight, but he did the right thing. He stepped in for his teammate there, and Devine, the frustration clearly showing for Devine late in this one. A game that was 0-0 through 40 minutes, and now is 3-0 Danbury. And now Gesso Gesso was having some words with the bench, the Watertown bench, and he skated away, and Mafus went right for him. Mafus was on the ice, and Mafus went right after Gesso, and Gesso is laughing and smirking, and Mafus is hot.
Hat-tricks on the bench, jawing with the Wolves on their bench, and the Wolves just experienced something like this the other day.
Steve Mealy he's moving his glove up and down. I have to say, keep talking, keep talking.
Assistant coach for Watertown trying to block his players from jumping into the Danbury section.
Oh, and now Mafus just challenging Steve Mealy. Mealy remains on the bench, and Mafus is saying, come and get me.
You can't jump off the bench to fight.
No, that's not the smart thing to do. Again, there has been bad blood between these two teams all year, you know. They have now, this is their 9th meeting this season, so they've seen a ton of each other so far this season. And we've seen quite a few instances like this. Never a full-scale brawl or anything, but a lot of running the mouth, a lot of threats, and a couple fights thrown in as well, as Gesso very slow to head to the dressing room behind the Hat-Tricks net. And finally, the linesman is going to get him to go off.
Did he really get involved enough to get kicked out of the game? It was just, I don't know what he said.
Yeah, but you know what? It could be hand him a misconduct, get him off the ice. It's the game's over.
Yeah.
It's 3-0. Get him off. Mafus should be off too, I would think.
Well, right now.
Oh boy, Mafus is just running his mouth. He is hot, and he is not getting a penalty.
So they do give Gesso a 10-minute misconduct.
It appears, or they did.
They did.
Yep.
Anderson and Devine get a fighting major, and then Devine gets an extra 2 for roughing. So the Hat-Tricks get a power play out of it. Here, there's 2:08 left, so all but 8 seconds left in this game, unless the Hat-Tricks score here, are going to be with a Danbury man advantage for their electric power play.
Yeah, and we'll mention it again. These two teams get it on tomorrow night and Sunday in Watertown. Excuse me, Friday night and Saturday night. Forgetting my days of the week here.
Hat-Tricks win the draw. It's turned back to the point. Steve Mealy left circle, back to Ruiz. At the point, it's Gallagher, tips to the near boards. The Hat-Tricks are set up on the power play. Gallagher shot tipped in front. Ruiz trying to get the shot off. It was stopped by Bukaboom. Big save there, sliding to his right. Hat-Tricks still have the puck. Left circle, Ruiz all the way across. Tom Mealy back to the point. Big blast from Gallagher is stopped by Bukaboom. Right leg able to stop that one in the corner. Steve Mealy was trying to work out in front, but couldn't get there, and the Hat-Tricks turn all the way back down their own zone, into their own zone. 45 seconds into the power play for the Hat-Tricks. 1:18 in the third period. McKechnie flags it down at center, shorthanded, right circle, deep into the zone, and White Duck is able to turn it back. 1:10 to go in the third. Hat-Tricks up 3-0. Looking for a win over first place Watertown. Jackson out in front, tipped by White Duck and sliding to his right, able to kick it out. Bukaboom. Last minute here in the third period. Hat-Tricks ahead 3-0 and have 45 seconds left on a power play. Up the left side, Kuznetsov through center ice into the offensive zone, across into the slot. White Duck unable to corral that puck, and it is turned into the corner where McDonald will race to center. Right to left, Watertown to Mann off the left circle. Mann turning all the way back out in front, and it was intercepted by Jackson. Jackson speeds to center up to Kuznetsov, 20 seconds left. At the right circle, drops for Jackson, feeds out in front, and they score! Johnny McDonald puts the icing on the cake for the Hat-Tricks. 19 seconds left, 4-0 Danbury. McDonald gets the power play goal, and the Hat-Tricks have convincingly closed this game out in the third period.
Absolutely, and boy, that was a pretty rush. Really, really neat setup there. You know, the carry over the blue line on right wing. We'll take a look at it again. Right there, nice feed. Boom, nice feed. Boy, that's a really good-looking play to finish this one off. A 4-0 soon-to-be victory, a big one for Danbury. That will be their 7th in a row.
7 wins in a row. The puck hits the speaker up above the ice, so the whistle blows. 5.2 seconds left. Jackson and Kuznetsov get the assists on McDonald's.
So Kuznetsov now gets his 50th point. He had it, was taken away, given to Ruiz, and now he's got his 50th point.
5 seconds left, offensive zone draw. Ruiz dumps it into the corner, and the Hat-Tricks win. 4-0 the final here in Danbury, and they draw even in points with Watertown. They cannot catch Watertown this weekend with points percentage at play, but Watertown came in at 789 points percentage, Hat-Tricks at 648, and they inch closer to the Wolves with a win tonight. And man, what an impressive win that was for the Hat-Tricks. Through 40 minutes scoreless, neck and neck with the league's top team, and they come out in the third period right away. They jump on them 31 seconds in with Tom Mealy, and they didn't look back.
It was an outstanding effort beginning to end, and you and I, rightfully so, praised each of the teams, you know, through those first 40 minutes. But then real big congratulations, you know, to the Hat-Tricks, how they came out in that third period. And that first goal really was kind of the backbreaker, if you will, because Danbury was clearly the better team the rest of the way in that third period. And hey, you know, we talked about him all night, but we didn't talk a lot about him in the third period because Danbury was doing all the scoring. And that's what a performance by Peter DeSalvo in his first home game with the Danbury Hat-Tricks. He is now 2-0. He's won on the road, and he wins at home, and he picks up Danbury's second shutout of the season, as Brian Wilson also had one, in fact, in his debut with the Danbury Hat-Tricks earlier in the season. So second hat-trick shutout of the season, and the first for Peter DeSalvo, who finished with 32 saves.
Yeah, he's really going to help out in the net for the Hat-Tricks, as well as Wilson being back from the SPHL. 2 goaltenders with experience at higher levels, and it's already paying dividends for the Hat-Tricks. 3 wins since both of them have been with the team at the same time, 2 last weekend, and they kick off this 3-game weekend against Watertown with a good win here at home, 4-0. They head on the road to Watertown the rest of this weekend, and that will be another test to try and get it done on the road this time.
Yeah, absolutely, especially because Watertown is so darn good at home. Watertown is now 11-6 on the road with 4 of those 6 road losses right here at Danbury Arena. But that means that they have not lost in regulation on home ice this season. They've lost once at home in Watertown, and that was an overtime loss. They have not lost in regulation, so it's going to be a tough task. It was a big win tonight for Danbury, but they're really going to have their work cut out for them Friday night and Saturday night in Watertown.
Well, they'll come home next weekend after the 2 games in Watertown to host Columbus for 3. Friday night, dance and cheerleaders night. Saturday night, alumni night, and then Sunday, skate with the team after the game. You can get all the info on all those nights at DanburyHattricks.com, and we cannot wait to be back here next weekend. But until then, the Hat-Tricks head on the road for 2 more against Watertown, looking to inch closer to that top spot in the league. For my broadcast partner, Jim Cerny, my name is Josh Starr. The Hat-Tricks take it 4-0 and win convincingly in the third period, scoring all 4 goals in the final frame. We'll step aside here from Danbury. The Hat-Tricks win it 4-0.